Okay, so I just want to recap quickly the presser that Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone had this morning to address the media about the Yankees' season in review and their strategy and plans and whatnot for 2023. Again, I'm going to put this as a preface. Like, I'm going to preface this like they are not going to trash their players as much as certain people want them to. That is never going to happen. Okay, no manager is going to trash his players in a conference, in a meeting, on a podcast, none of that stuff. Especially without kind of repercussion from a bunch of people later on. That's just not going to happen. That's not what they do in baseball. So if anybody's hoping to see that, I'm sorry to say you're going to be disappointed. Just not the way they do things, okay? Especially in the Yankees. But a couple things, okay? Brian Cashman did say they're going to exercise Luis Severino's 2023 option for $15 million. So he'll be back for 2023 as part of the rotation. We already know Aaron Boone's back, and it sounds like Cashman, he basically said we're in agreement on me coming back. He wants me back. I want me back. So it's just a matter of time. His contract ends December 31st. Okay, I thought it was at the end of the World Series, but it's not. It's December 31st of this year. So he's still acting GM, obviously, and it looks like it's going to continue that way. So now it boils down to the personnel. They talked about other positions, and again, they talked about IKF. They talked about Donaldson and everybody else, and Judge and whatnot. And people, they're not going to say again. We need to do better than IKF and blah, blah, blah. They just do it. And if anybody knows Brian Cashman, they know he's very, very cagey and very, very just ninja-like. He will just trade for people. Just like he made that trade with the Twins that nobody expected. He'll do the same and just replace a Donaldson or replace an IKF, and then they'll just do other moves as well. So it's kind of what they did after 2017, where they moved players, attached prospects to guys to get rid of salary, let young kids play, and did things like that. I would hope for and expect a similar offseason this year. Now, there's a lot of moves that need to be made, obviously. But I implore you, I warn folks, I just caution people. I wouldn't get in the habit of saying, let's pay Judge more. He's already going to get paid one way or another. But I'm not going to move Donaldson and some other guys and Hicks just to give Judge more money when there's still 5 other holes that need to be filled. It's got to be, use that money for other positions. There's too many positions that need to be filled. And giving Judge more than you're already going to give him, even if it's $40 million a year, which is borderline obscene anyway, but he's going to get paid that, that's what needs to be done. Okay, so I must say that. And people are not going to want to hear it, but it's just they have way too many holes to fill, and overpaying this one star player, and he is a star player, at the expense of everybody else. Because I did say that about a week ago. If they pay him a lot, they may use the excuse of, well, we can't really afford anybody else because we spent a lot on him. That it's bullshit. Pardon my French. No. Okay? Can't happen. Cannot happen. Okay? Again, they've got to address pitching. They've got to address infield positions. They've got to address outfield if Judge doesn't come back. So there's so many positions that need to be addressed. Starting pitching and bullpen. Okay? And re-signing one guy at the end, leaving everybody else alone. Bringing Judge back and Rizzo back is not enough. They had him this year. It wasn't enough. Okay? And as much as a lot of folks want both of these guys back, and I totally get it, it's not enough. They've got to, Scott Efrost is out. They've got to replace a couple of relievers. They're going to be down 4 relievers most likely, right? Chapman, Britton, Efrost, and most likely Miguel Castro is going to be a free agent. So that's something to keep in mind. They're going to have to, if I were them, I'd bring in 1 or 2 relievers. Even though they've got Marinaccio still getting better. They've got Steven Ridings potentially coming back. There's a guy, Jimmy Cordero, who I mentioned a while back, who's like a sinker ball expert. Another guy who could be a good option for the bullpen. They already have him in-house. And some other guys like that, but some playoff tested, some major league tested relievers would be good, or at least 1 or 2 of them. And they've got to make a decision on Jameson Taillon, whether they're going to bring him back or one way or another. If I'm them, I'm offering Jameson Taillon and Judge a qualifying offer. Okay, and if they walk, you get 2 picks in return, because they're going to wind up forfeiting picks if they sign somebody who's attached to a QO anyway. And a qualifying offer is back, so I would definitely be giving a QO to those 2 guys, because there's a good chance that Jameson Taillon will get a 3 or 4 or 5 year deal at a good amount of money, overtaking a 1-year qualifying offer. And if he does, okay, they have him back for a year. It's productive. So that's the worst case scenario there. So again, offering QOs to those 2 guys, at least in my opinion, is very, very absolutely important. And what they do for the rest of the offseason, I've said this before, and again, I'm not saying I'm right, but this is my opinion, that I think that it would be wise for them to react first before a lot of teams. Instead of making ridiculous reactionary moves and overreacting and overpaying and blah, 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 making ridiculous moves as a response to other teams in the American League East who make good moves. Let them be the first. Let other teams overreact. You know what I'm saying? So That's just my take. Guys and gals, let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because every piece of news that's going to come out this offseason, there's going to be a lot of it. I'm going to put it out here, and you're going to know about it when it happens. All right? But that's the Yankees presser today. Nothing flashy. I hope a lot of folks aren't expecting fireworks, because that never happens in these pressers. Fireworks happen when the moves happen, and that's it. Have a good day, everybody. And tomorrow is Game 6 back in Houston. Over now.